Well, good morning. We thought this was quite high risk, and that's proved the case. But we are live, I think, now on YouTube. I hope we are. My children will definitely be thinking I'm the least cool YouTuber they've ever come across. I hope everyone's keeping everything crossed that the technology holds out just for the next few minutes. We wanted to try and speak to you from the hall this morning to try and replicate assembly as close as we could. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get the sound to work in there, and if the last few minutes go by, I'm quite glad we didn't try, to be honest. So we're in my office this morning. I've introduced myself already to you on some videos last week, but in case you missed it, I'm Mr. Heathcote, and it's an absolute honour and a privilege to be standing here as headmaster of this great school. Clearly we're in interesting times, and as I said the other day, I hope your families are safe and well and staying sane during this lockdown. Now, I'd normally have some time this morning to sort of introduce myself at length and set out my stall for the term, but I'm conscious that concentration spans are even shorter than normal online, so I'm going to try and be brief. One thing I really do want to do as the 11th head of QEH at Berkeley Place is pay tribute and say a few words about the 10th. Mr. Holliday could not have imagined his last term at headmaster would be so disrupted by events. And I'm very aware the school was not able to give Mr. Holliday the send-off he deserved after 20 years of quite outstanding headship. I know we all owe Mr. Holliday an enormous amount, and once this is all over, we'll be sure to recognise his achievement and thank him properly in an appropriate way. So, as we begin another week in lockdown and our first virtual school week, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to remind you of one thing. I'm a huge fan of Bear Grylls. I'm seriously jealous of his private Welsh island, his rugged good looks, and his seemingly exhilarating life. He's done everything, hasn't he? He's slept in a camel carcass, he's boiled up a rat for supper, he's confronted every possible hostile environment there is on earth. But at the weekend, he said one thing in a report in the papers. He said he'd been struggling quite a bit with lockdown. He said something that chimed very closely with me. He said, it's not the bravest or the toughest or the strongest that's the hero. It's the person that makes everyone a cup of tea. It's the person who does that bit of extra washing up. The person with that kind gesture at the end of a busy day. And sometimes it's the simplest things which make a massive difference in these challenging times. These are difficult times for us all. For you students who've been separated from your friends and your school and cooped up with family for so long, no matter how much you love them, that's always going to be a struggle at times. For your parents who are having to worry about work and possibly about relatives and the stress and strains of family life. For your teachers who are having to adapt so quickly to this new way of working and teaching. And I know they're so conscientious, they're just very worried about letting you down over the next few weeks. But over the next few days, I'd like you to all try and be a bit of a Bear Grylls hero. You don't have to wear your pants over your trousers or wear a cape, but just be kind to those around you. Be selfless and thoughtful. Say thank you. Offer to help. Make that cup of tea. Do that extra washing up. We have such an apt school motto for these times, and we shamelessly refer back to it a lot. Whilst we have time, let us do good. So whilst you do have a little bit of extra time, do some good. Be a hero in your own way. Talking of heroes, we would traditionally at this assembly hear from the new captains of school. So we've asked Ruby and Ash to just record us a short message.
Hi everyone, for those who don't know me, I'm Ruby Whiteman and I'm really happy to say that I'm the new captain of school alongside Ash. I hope you're all having a good Easter, enjoying the lovely sunshine and the good weather, even if we have to stay inside. So as the new captain of school, I thought I'd say a little bit about myself. I'm pretty musical, I've been playing piano since I was 7 and I really enjoy it. And for my A-levels I take biology, psychology and politics, and I would probably say that politics is my favourite. So I know that this is a very unprecedented time and we've never been through anything like this before, but it is important to stay motivated, work hard and keep thinking of the future as we do our work from home. Don't forget to contact your tutors if you have any problems with working from home. Hopefully we can all get back to normal soon, but in the meantime, stay home and keep smiling.
Good morning everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ash Raymond Barker. and I've recently been appointed as captain of school alongside Ruby. I must admit, it's slightly peculiar having to give my first address to all of you from behind the screen, but I figured it would be a great opportunity to tell you a bit about myself. I currently study physics, history and maths, and in my free time I love to play football and rugby, as well as act in some of the school plays. Echoing what Ruby has already mentioned, we truly are living in some extraordinary times. But whilst it would be easy to view the lockdown as boring and frustrating, I'd encourage you to look at it as an opportunity to improve yourselves both inside and outside of the virtual classroom. Particularly in your free time, I'd encourage you to get online and talk to your friends as much as you can, in addition to setting yourself some new goals. These goals could be as simple as watching a film, or as tricky as learning a new instrument or reading a book. Whatever it is, as long as you're working towards something new, I can promise you you'll find this lockdown much more enjoyable. That's all from me today, so take care of yourselves and good luck with the next term ahead. I look forward to seeing all of you once we return to school.
Well, thank you, Ruby and Ash, for those great words. Although we're not physically in school then, this is still the beginning of term, and I'm really picking up that palpable excitement and anticipation of a return to lessons and activities, albeit virtually. I hope this first week of virtual school goes really well, and I'm sure you'll all be a hero in your own way in the next few days. So that's all from me for this morning. Now you need to head off and log on to Teams.